To make your game more challenging, you can have a projectile that shoots randomly at the player from off screen. This would work really well in a runner level if you wanted to add something like that. So, we will need to place a projectile in something that'll fly at us from off the screen. How about one of those flex darts as well? Now, what's the projectile going to do? Let's add a script, think about what we want it to do. We want it to shoot at us from the right side of the screen, so it'll face to the left. It's not going to collide with anything. It'll position itself just out of sight of the player, so away from the camera. It'll randomize its position, so it might be higher sometimes, it might be lower sometimes, and it'll shoot towards the player. Then we want it to check if it's shot too far past the camera, it's going to reset its position, and then it'll shoot again. And also we want it to check if it overlaps the player. So because we're not having it collide with anything, we're going to use overlapping to detect if it hits the player. So we'll do these things one by one. We'll go and add those in. First of all, we want it to face to the left. We want that to happen when it's created. So we will go to transform and use set scale X. And remember, -1 will flip it the opposite way. We also want it to not collide with anything. So from physics under collisions, we want set any side collisions to false. We also want it to start moving. We want to give it a velocity. So we'll go from physics, set velocity X. We want it to shoot from right to left, so -200 velocity. Okay, that's a good start. And finally, we want it to randomly shoot at the player. If we make this a function, we can get the function to happen multiple times. So we'll go to functions. Create a new function called shoot randomly at the player. It's a good descriptive name for a function. We'll go to the functions category and grab that new block, shoot randomly at the player, make that happen when it's created. Okay, now what is this going to do? Let's make it randomly position itself. So we'll change its X position and its Y position. We'll go to transform, set X position of myself. Well, where do we want it to go to horizontally? We want it to go just out of range of the camera. So let's say we won't set it to 0, get rid of that 0. We want to say camera X plus, we know that the camera is about, it's 960 pixels, 960 pixels. So if we add 1000, that'll be just out of range. So we'll go to operators, grab that plus. I'm going to say camera X plus 1000. Camera X is from looks. Camera X plus 1000. And what about its vertical position? That's Y position. Let's set the Y position to camera Y, so wherever the camera is vertically, plus a random number. So it'll kind of randomize its position vertically. We'll go to operators and we want random integer from 1 to 100. Let's say from 0, so it's right up the top of the camera, to 500, so it's almost at the very bottom. 540 is the height of the camera. Let's test this out now. We'll click play, give it a name, dart that shoots randomly. Test that out. So there it is. And it's gone and it won't come back. So we need to solve that.